Good morning. I'm Kurt Ollmann. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Savannah, working to build a diverse, multicultural, and beloved community. We celebrate the presence and participation of people of all races, sexualities, genders, abilities, and ethnic and national origins. We welcome you on Zoom and on site in beautiful Troup Square, whomever you know yourself to be, and wherever you are on your journey. If you're visiting with us, we'd like you to introduce yourself. Please rise or raise your hand, and an usher will bring a microphone, it says here. Is that true?
No.
Just stand up and tell us.
I grew up in London and I've kind of fallen in love with Savannah and people I've met so far are making me feel so welcome and such a beautiful city, so I'm really happy.
Welcome. Nobody. Well, is there anyone? Oh, Claudia, you'd like to say something?
I'd like to welcome myself. I'm Claudia Scarborough. I don't know a lot of you. I'm a member here 6 years. I haven't been able to come, but I've been on Zoom. But now I want to say hello to everybody.
Welcome, Claudia. It's good to have you all with us. Please join us for refreshments following the service on the sidewalk across the street at the side of Ron Hall.
Or maybe,
Or, is that right?
I don't know if anybody's saying that.
Oh, or not. It's very loosey-goosey this morning here in beautiful Troup Square. Church announcements are emailed to members and friends on Tuesdays and Fridays. Check your email for complete details about the following. Next Sunday, we'll reflect on the symbol of the flaming chalice. If you have a chalice at home that you light for meditation, prayer, family meals, you're invited to bring it with you and place it on the chancel with the other chalices. Come help us plan our first auction since COVID at 6 o'clock on Friday the 13th in Ron Hall. We will have bubbles, bites, and brainstorming. Our first music mix concert of the season, Acoustic Office with Ricardo Ochoa, will be on Sunday, October 22nd. Tickets are available through Eventbrite. See the October newsletter for details. Starting next week, our services will be live streamed on YouTube. Check the newsletter and biweekly blasts for details. And one other announcement, there's an opportunity through the Green Team to partner with the Harambee House Community Garden Project in the neighborhood of Hudson Hills. The garden is growing, pun intended, and has the goals of providing fresh produce to families in the neighborhood and passing down gardening skills to the young people of Hudson Hills. If you enjoy gardening and want to participate in this worthwhile project, please contact Roger Steves, rogergsteves@gmail.com, or Kevin Ionno, JKIONO, IONNO @yahoo.com. With the lighting of our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, we enter into sacred times. Our chalice lighter this morning is Judy Saucerman. It went out. We gather once more around our sacred fire, much like the generations have since the dawn of humanity, to share story and song. We make holy this place through our commitment to gather. From the light we carry in our hearts, we kindle this flame as a beacon of liberal religious faith.
Earnest and full of loving intent we gather. We'll bless those animals, the ones we brought, the ones we remember, the ones we left safe at home. All the animals everywhere we'll bless. So we intend and so we will do. Let us not fail, however, to notice that we too are blessed by the animals we brought, by the ones already here, birds, insects, canine passersby, and by the animals we are, blessings one to another. As we gather to bless, so are we blessed, animals all together. Let us worship together. Our hymns today are all in the order of service, so if you don't have one, please raise your hand and one of our ushers will make sure you get one. As the Spirit moves you, rise or stay in your seat.
Good morning.
Morning.
As my guitar strap falls off. So give me a second here. Get it back on. We have a simple song on the front page of your bulletin. If I sing it once, I bet you can sing it with me after that. Here we go. Come and sing a new song. Come and all join along. Come and sing a new song. Sing a new song to the morning. Sing hallelujah. My words are going away. Here we go. Sing with me. Come and sing a new song. Come and all join along. Come and sing a new song. Sing hallelujah to the morning. One more time with me. Come and sing a new song. Come and all join along. Come and sing a new song. Sing hallelujah to the morning. Part for me. Sing to the morning, sing to the sun. Sing of the good things to come. Sing of the animals, our precious friends. Sing to beginning and sing to the end. Here we go. Come and sing a new song. Come and all join along. Come and sing a new song. Sing hallelujah to the morning. Last time. Come and sing a new song. Come and all join along. Come and sing a new song. Sing hallelujah to the morning.
It's time for our story now. If you'd like to see the pictures, you can come up in front of the pulpit. You go. Our story this morning, I don't want to be a fraud. I want to be a cat. You can't be a cat. Why not? Because you're a fraud. I don't like being a fraud. It's too wet. Well, you can't be a cat. I want to be a rabbit. You can't be a rabbit. Why not? Look, I can hop. Sure, but where are your long ears? Besides, what's wrong with being a frog? I don't like being a frog. It's too slimy. That may be, but you can't be a rabbit. I want to be a pig. You can't be a pig. Why not? Because, most of all, because you're a frog, but also because you don't have a curly tail or eat garbage. I can eat garbage. Everyone says that until they eat garbage. Sorry, you can't be a pig. All right, I want to be an owl. Of course you want to be an owl. Being an owl is the best, greatest thing ever. Boy, would you love being an owl. So can I be an owl then? No, of course not. Why not? 1, you don't have wings. 2, you don't look wise. 3, you can't turn your head all the way around. And 4, you're a frog. What's wrong with being a frog anyway? Too much bug eating? I see. But still, no being an owl for you. Why so glum? I don't want to be a frog. What do you want to be then? Not a frog. I want to be a cat or a rabbit or a pig or an owl, something cute and warm. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I love eating cats. I love eating rabbits and pigs and owls too. And I am pretty hungry. I might just go gobble some up right now. That's terrible. But it's who I am. But guess the one thing I won't eat. Badgers? No, I'll eat badgers. Lots of badgers. Frogs. Bingo. Why don't you eat frogs? Because they are too wet and slimy and full of bugs. Oh, so it's good to be a frog? Yep. I guess you can't fight nature. We are what we are. You are a fierce hunter, and you are a sweat, slimy, bug-eating, very lucky frog. You should just be happy you're not a fly. What's wrong with being a fly? Thank you for listening. You can stay here. You can go sit with Megan at her rag or go back to your families.
Who do this? Why not do this?
With our gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. As we approach the time for our offering, give what you will. For the church has meant so much to you, for the church that meant so much to those who came before you, and for the church that will mean so much to people you will never know. To donate via debit or credit card, please use the QR code on the back of the order of service, or go to www.uusavannah.org and click the donate button. Mailed checks are also welcome. Our offering will now be taken. We do have one special joy and sorrow from Bill Hoffman. Although today is my 85th birthday and tomorrow is Jane's and my 35th wedding anniversary, travel plans will keep us and the pups from attending this Sunday's service. Have a great day. Each of us has joys and sorrows. When we hold them in the presence of this gathered community, even silently, our joy is deepened, our sorrow made ever so slightly less rending. Let us hold all our joys and sorrows unspoken in our hearts as we join together in the responsive reading found in your order of service. Sorrow is everywhere. As we mourn together and offer thanks that we are not alone. Now,
we need a couple orders of service over here. Oh, I've got one. I meant for our latecomers. Let us continue in the spirit of meditation. The words of meditation this morning, Blessing the Animals by Jan Richardson. You who created them and called them good, bless again these creatures who come to us as a blessing, fashioned of fur or feather or fin, formed of flesh that breathes with your own breath, that you have made from sheer delight, that you have given in dazzling variety. Bless them who curl themselves around our hearts, who twine themselves through our days, who companion us in our labors, who call us to come and play. Bless them who will never be entirely tamed, and so remind us that you love what is wild, that you rejoice in what lives close to the earth, that your heart beats in the heart of these creatures you have entrusted to our care. Amen. Our first reading this morning, St. Francis and the Sow by Galway Kenil. The bud stands for all things, even those things that don't flower, for everything flowers from within of self-blessing. Though sometimes it is necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness, to put a hand on its brow of the flower and retell it in words and in touch, it is lovely, until it flowers again from within of self-blessing. As St. Francis put his hand on the creased forehead of the sow and told her in words and in touch blessings of earth on the sow, and the sow began remembering all down her thick link from the earthen snout all the way through the fodder and slops to the spiritual curl of the tail, from the hard spininess spiked out from the spine down through the great broken heart to the sheer blue milken dreaminess spurting and shuddering from 14 teats into 14 mouths sucking and blowing beneath them, the long, perfect loveliness of sow. And from John O'Donohue, to learn from animal being. Nearer to earth's heart, deeper within its silence, animals know this world in a way we never will. We who are ever distracted and distant by the parade of bright window thought opens. Their seamless presence is not fractured thus. Stranded between time gone and time emerging, we seldom manage to be where we are, whereas they are always looking out from the here and now. May we learn to return and rest in the beauty of animal being. Learn to lean low, leave our locked minds and freed senses feel the earth breathing with us. May we enter into lightness of spirit and slip frequently into the feel of the wild. Let the clear silence of our animal being cleanse our hearts of corrosive words. May we learn to walk upon the earth with all their confidence and clear-eyed stillness, so that our minds might be baptized in the name of the wind and the light and the rain. Here end the readings.
I think the biggest challenge that Reverend Lisa and I had planning the service was coming up for a title about what we're about to do. And we thought Rhapsody for the Animals was the greatest thing. Can I have my helpers come up for a quick moment? And so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to ask my helpers to go around and everybody gets a piece of folded construction paper. And I'm going to ask you to try to exercise some self-control and not look inside until everybody has it. And I tell you, and these folded pieces of paper represent your spirit animal for this morning's service. And once you get your animals, I have a little song for us to sing. And in the middle of the song, you will be given an opportunity to make the sound of your Sunday morning spirit animal. Since as Unitarian Universalists, we are proudly proclaim the interdependence of the natural web of life. And so here's our chance to give full-throated voice to that feeling. So we encourage you to be loud. The tour bus is already gone, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you brought an animal with you and you want to, and you get a different spirit animal than the one you brought, you can also make the noise of the animal that you brought at the appropriate time. So I'm asking you to be on your honor and no pico-walling, as I used to say. So all my helpers, just give out one to everybody here. Don't you guys look, save one for yourself. Here you go. Don't look until we're all ready to look. Oh, do not let me. Okay, everyone's getting your spirit animal. No Pika Wallen. You don't think I'm watching you, Lee? Okay, I see everyone's getting your spirit animal cards. No peeking, no. No, did you guys peek? No. Okay. Okay, yeah. Is everybody getting one? Raise your hand if you still need one. We need everybody to have a spirit animal. Okay, so everyone have their spirit animal? Okay, when I count to 3, everybody can see what animal noise they're going to make, but don't practice just in your head, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Everyone sees their spirit animal. So this song only has 4 lines, and 2 of the 4 lines are the same. So once I sing it, you should be able to sing it back with apologies to Sesame Street. Who are the animals you brought today? Can you help them say all the sounds they make? Oh, who are the animals you brought today? Can you help them make the sounds right now? Sing with me. Oh, who are the animals? Who are the animals you brought today? Can you help them say? Can you help them say all the sounds they make? Oh, who are the animals you brought today? Can you help them make the sounds right now? Are you ready? Okay. If you brought a cat, let's just hear them. That's the best you can do. You guys are not going to win the prize. If you brought a duck, let us hear them. A duck? If you brought a duck, let us hear them. If you brought a sheep, let us hear them. Oh, that's pretty good. If you brought a rooster, let us hear them. Sing with me. Oh, who are the animals you brought today? Can you help us say all the sounds they make? Oh, who are the animals you brought today? Can you help us make the sounds right now? If you brought a cow, let us hear them. If you brought a lion, let us hear them. If you brought a lion, let us hear them. If you brought a rooster, let us hear them. Who are the animals you brought today? Can you help them say all the sounds they make? Oh, who are the animals you brought today? Can you help us make the sounds right now? That's a rhapsody for the animals, right? Oh, if you brought a dog, let us hear them. If you brought a snake, let us hear them. You gonna make a snake sound? If you have a rabbit at home, let us hear them. Sing with me one more time. Who are the animals you brought today? Can you help them say all the sounds they make? Oh, who are the animals you brought today? Can you help us make the sounds right now? Thank you. I meant to bring a box for us to turn in our animal spirit cards, but I didn't bring that out. So if you just bring, at the end of the service, you can just bring them up and I'll collect them from anybody. Thank you.
It's a tender, bucolic image, isn't it? Imaginary, though it likely is. The saint, when he was but a man, placing his hand upon the nursing sow, murmuring blessings of earth to her, until she remembers the long, perfect loveliness of sow. The thing is, the sow probably didn't need to remember. Even in that imagined moment, with 14 mouths suckling at her teats, I can't believe she ever forgot her loveliness, her perfection. Or really, rather, that she was either aware or unaware of her loveliness, or of the perfection of being a sow. I think she simply was lovely, the embodiment of sow perfection, with neither the desire nor the fear of ever being anything else. In my admittedly hasty and shallow investigation this week, I learned that many scientists believe non-human animals have emotions. Additionally, that research shows some animal species, the great apes, are convincingly self-aware according to the mirror self-recognition test. The same test is strongly suggestive that other species might be self-aware. Bottlenose dolphins, bonobos, the cleaner rasa, which is a fish. Many more species are suspected of self-awareness, including orcas, garter snakes, domestic dogs, Asian elephants, 3 species of ants, western gorillas, pigeons, the rhesus macaque, Indian house crows, and Clark's nutcracker, a type of bird. I'm a little excited, wondering what stories and comedy sketches will emerge once the word really gets out that garter snakes and 3 species of animals might be self-aware. But that's beside the point this morning. What my admittedly hasty and shallow investigation didn't turn up was any suggestion that a frog might not want to be a frog, or that a sow might need reminding of the perfection of being a sow. You know what animal might not want to be what it is, and might need reminding of its perfection and loveliness, just being what it is? What animal needs that reminder? Humans. That's right. Now, I wasn't an English major for nothing, so I know that just as the poet says, the bud stands for all things, even those things that don't flower, so too does the sow in this poem stand for all beings, and perhaps especially human beings. And it is we who would, in the secret places of our hearts, stretched languorously to our full length, offer the tenderness of our being up to the attention of our closest intimates, settle more fully into our place in the world at the touch of a loving, respectful hand, literal or figurative, and the murmur of loving, respectful voices reminding us of our loveliness, the perfection of our personhood. We who by such a touch and such a word would be called back to a time before we learned to compare and disparage and doubt our lovely physical and spiritual perfection, our lovely animal perfection. In our second reading this morning, the poet John Donahue declares that because they are nearer to the earth's heart, deeper within its silence, animals know this world in a way we never will. Nevertheless, he does not despair that our distance and distraction, our strandedness between time gone and time emerging, are inevitable states in which we will always languish. Instead, he invites us to learn to return and rest in the beauty of animal being. He doesn't say, learn from the animals. He says, learn to return. Learn to return to what is, I maintain, our ancient and present essential nature, animal. We're separated not just from the earth, but from each other and ourselves by our locked minds and distance and distraction and the fractures of our thought windows and our misguided belief that there is a time gone and a time to come rather than only now. Learning to return, to lean low, to slip frequently into the feel of the wild is an immense and challenging endeavor. After all, I may be speaking these words outdoors, standing on grass, feeling the breeze, seeing the trees and leaves, but I wrote them in a coffee house with a concrete floor, to the accompaniment of hissing machines, piped music and clattering dishes, and in a house where I am often shushing the dog's efforts to get me to play with her, and in a study in a building built right up next to and in between two other buildings, with the sounds of traffic in my ears. And though I know many of you make a regular, even daily practice of going into and connecting with places not covered in brick, concrete, steel, and glass, where the scent of the sea is stronger than the stench of car exhaust, where the sounds of wind and birdsong replace the pealing of church bells and the shrieking of sirens, even still, there is no getting away from the fact that most of the time we live much of our lives at a remove from the sights, sounds, fragrance, and touch of the natural world. The explosion in the portability of tech over the past decade and a half has only intensified this separation. We can go to the beach or the mountains or the woods, but we often take busyness and the tools of work right along with us. Yet I say there is good news. We don't have to learn anything new. We have only to relearn what is already our nature. Feeling the earth breathing with us, entering into the lightness of spirit, freeing our senses and walking upon the earth with confidence and clear-eyed stillness. All this lives within us, human animal beings, in the genetic memory of our countless years before we as a species so completely divided ourselves from our animal kin and from our inherent animal nature. With time and attention, with the help of one another, and perhaps most of all, with the model and guidance of these creatures we have brought with us today, we can relearn the ways and the long, perfect loveliness of human animal being. Amen. Once a year, we gather to bless the animals as if we ourselves weren't animals, as if we ourselves are not blessed by this occasion. Remembering once again that we are, as David said, part of the interdependent web of all existence, not apart from it. Let us turn with gratitude now to the act of blessing. After I bless each animal, or those on the table or the pictures you have on your phones, please respond with a line printed in your order of service. What's the name of your tree? Levi, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Spooky. With your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Rosie, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy, companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Peekaboo, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Athena, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Oreo, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and affection, love, and companionship, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. With your presence and by your love, you bring, by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Woolly Bee and Jenny. Woolly Bee and Jenny, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Okay. King Smut, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Foster Kitty. Foster Kitty, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, and find a forever family, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Zoe, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, preacher of holiness. Ursa, with your presence and by your being, you bring companionship and joy, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, preacher of holiness. Pepper. Pepper, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, preacher of holiness. Campbell and Elby, with your presence and by your beings, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. With your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Who is this? Archie. Oh, yes, you will. Archie, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. With your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Ivy, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. This be, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. This is Shady May. Shady May, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness.
That's ours.
I thought so. Yes. Jessie girl, with your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Bella, Healy, and
Aslan, Bella, and
Aslan, Bella, and Healy. Haley, with your presence and by your beings, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you, creatures of holiness. Algebra. With your presence and by your being, you bring joy and companionship, affection, and love, unique in all the world. May you likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. Blessed be you. Blessed be you, creature of holiness. Absent animals, each of you, with your presence and by your being, bring or brought joy and companionship, affection, and love unique in all the world. May you, still living, likewise know joy and companionship, affection, and love, not for what you do, but for that you are. And may you, now passed from this earth, rest easily and at peace. Blessed be you, of holiness. All creatures of the land, sea, and sky, with your presence and by your being, you bless us with sustenance, labor, amusement, and as an integral part of our ecosystem. May we be respectful, benevolent, temperate, and humble stewards, neighbors, co-inhabitants, alongside and among you within the interdependent web of all existence. Blessed be you, all swimming, flying, creeping, walking, burrowing, slithering creatures of holiness. Amen. Will you rise in spirit or in body for our closing hymn printed in order of your service? All creatures of the earth and sky, give with your voices high. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Bright burning sun with golden beam, soft shining moon with silver gleam. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Swift rushing winds so wild and strong, white clouds that sail up and above. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Every morning praise rejoice. My stars of evening find a voice. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Flowing remembering your animal nature, go forth to love and protect, serve and delight in our companion creatures upon this earth. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna take these.